Mr. Altendorf, very nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you too. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, and it's a pleasure actually. And I've been looking forward to this conversation and hearing your insights. And I have a quick question prepared. So whenever we're ready, we could dive in.
Okay.
How about now?
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
All right. Okay. The first question. You've had a remarkable career with Endress+Hauser, starting as a project manager in 1991 and eventually becoming the CEO of the company. And how has your journey within this company shaped your leadership style and vision?
Actually, my career started in 1985.
Yeah.
Already in an apprenticeship program.
Yeah.
With Endress+Hauser. And of course, a part of your leadership style is always to do with the bosses you have and the culture you are in. So I worked with different bosses and in different cultures and in different size of organizations. And this, of course, one way or the other shapes your leadership style.
Right.
But I would describe it, it's a very situational leadership style because your style has to vary whether you're in Switzerland, whether you're in China, whether you're in India, or whether you're in Germany. You have to adapt your leadership style a little bit to the people and the culture you're operating in. Yeah,
that's right. So another question is, as the first non-family member to lead Endress+Hauser, what unique challenges and opportunities did you face, and how did you navigate this transition?
Well, unique is for a family business to have a non-family business member, but on the other hand, this is sooner or later coming to that point because the company is growing, the company is more complex, and you try to find the right things. I think that the family appoints somebody from the outside, they have to trust this person.
Right.
So they have to gain the trust. And for me, it was also important that I share the same value system that our owners and our family owners have. And I think we like each other. I'm very close to the family. We have the same value system, and that made it very easy and smooth for him. And I always felt the trust they have in my person.
Yeah, that's very critical when you have this trust to run such a big company. Yeah, right. So after a decade as CEO, you transitioned to the president of the Supervisory Board. What are you most proud of from your time as CEO, and how has your focus shifted in your new role? And what legacy do you want to leave at Endress+Hauser?
Well, you know, for me, it's most importantly that the company has been given to my successor in a good shape.
Yeah.
It's a healthy company, it's a thriving company, successful company, innovative company, financially very healthy company. And for me, most important is that it continues in the next generations to come, because we want to have a healthy and a company which looks for longevity, not for the short term. And I think in my period, I could contribute to have this solid foundation that we can merge into the future with as much confidence as we can look back with pride into the past.
Actually, the next few questions is about Chinese market and industry automation. The first one is, Endress+Hauser has a significant presence in China. What is your vision for the future industrial automation in China, and how do you see the market evolving over the next decade, especially with the rapid advancement in AI, IoT, and digital transformation?
You know, I think the automation market in general will globally grow and will be very beneficial to gain productivity. And the Chinese economy or the Chinese industry is at the point where it has to gain, again, more productivity to compete on the global scale.
Right.
And automation is part of this gaining productivity, you know. Either we don't find the skilled labors we need, or the products have to come to the next level.
Right.
And you might want to reach the next performance or the price performance curve. So this will need automation. And I believe the digitalization plays a vital role to get this, but also to blend into the ecosystem of the IT landscape, that the IT landscape of a company and the automation network of a company gets together, blends each other, and uses each other's strengths when it comes to data.
Right.
And then I believe on the long run with AI and digitalization, we can use the data to make better products in a more efficient way.
Yeah, right. How about AI?
AI will come, but in order to have AI, you need a lot of data.
Right.
AI is not something which is creative by itself. It needs data from the past, and out of the data from the past, you can make a pattern recognition. And if you make a pattern recognition, you can predict or do something different than you would do if you don't have the pattern. And this needs a lot of data. So who has the data?
Yeah.
Sometimes the customer has the data, but he doesn't want to share because it's his IP. We have the data of our products.
Yes.
And I think the next step is that the collaboration between manufacturing, instrumentation manufacturing, automation companies, and the companies who produce the products have to share the data in order to get to the next level. And this is around the world still an issue.
Yes, actually, from the technical side or from the edge to the cloud is easy now. But the trust of the data transformation, that's a problem, just like you mentioned.
The major point is trust.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Next question is, how do you view the current state of process automation in China compared to the other region? And what unique trends or challenges do you see in this market?
Well, I think, whenever in the world you build new factories in China, in the process market, we see these are very modern and most modern factories. We can see when it comes to the instrumentation side. When it comes for the overall chemistry, I see that some of the plants in Europe are more modern now because they use, for example, different steam generation with heat pumps, or they use non-fossil based steam generation,
Right.
So they're looking much more how to reduce the carbon footprint. This might be a little bit more costly and needs a different control architecture, but it's more sustainable and therefore their customers will appreciate much more.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the pure instrumentation side, I believe China is state of the art, and the newest factories we have seen uses also the most modern technology today.
Yeah, right. So another question is, how important is China to Endress+Hauser's global strategy? And are there any specific initiatives or innovations that are being developed within this market, Chinese market?
There are specific things, I think in China we have a unique and different ecosystem when it comes to the internet, when it comes to the social media, when it comes to a B2B relationship.
Right.
This is completely different than in the rest of the world because you have your own system, your own security measures and your own legislation. And the first thing what we have done is that we brought our cloud services, our B2B, our homepage into the ecosystem of China. This was our first step in order to give our customers the most benefit out of it from that perspective. China remains one of the largest automations market in the world. This will continue from that perspective. I believe a lot of our customers, they start to invest also outside of China. Direct investments do not always go to China now. They all go to Southeast Asia, for example, or to India, other markets.
Yeah.
But for Endress+Hauser, we are still not the market leader in China, so we still have a long way to go. And our goal is always that we want to be a market leader.
I don't think so. You are the leader.
It still has a while to go. I don't know who is the market leader at the moment, and it depends most likely product by product.
Yeah.
But we want to have a similar position what we have in Switzerland or Germany. We would like to have in China, and therefore we have to invest further. We have to manufacture more products. We have to adapt our products, and we also have to do research here and development to adapt the products more to the local needs.
That's great. That's great. And China is increasingly focused on sustainability and green development. How is Endress+Hauser aligning its business strategy with China's sustainability globally, and especially in the automation and the process industry?
We believe this is all our industries we serve, and we serve chemical industry, food and beverages, oil and gas, pharmaceuticals, water, wastewater, power and energy, and metals and mining. That's what we call the process industry. Things where raw material through biology, chemistry, or physics have to be transformed to the next value level.
Right.
All of them need one way or the other a lot of energy to get transformed.
Right.
And today a lot of this transformation is built on fossil-based fuel, whether it's natural gas, whether it's coal, or whether it's oil. And this all has to go at the end of the day if we do not want to destroy our planet. This will not go overnight. It will take 2 generations to do that. But this transition for sustainable energy in all our customers' base is something which is on their mindset. And we can help with our automation to do that.
That's great. Yeah, that's very practical thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's some personal insights, questions about. Okay, first is, having worked in different regions around the world, and how do you perceive the Chinese business culture? Have your experiences in China influenced your leadership approach or style in any way?
You know, like everywhere, when you have a different language, a different culture, a different socialization, a different social ecosystem,
right,
you have to adapt, you have to open up. So when you want to collaborate with Chinese management, you have to open up and spend time together with them to understand the customers, to understand the behavior, understand their thought process and their thinking. The other way is true too. The Chinese colleagues have to open up to understand that, and the synchronization between the different cultures takes time.
Yeah.
And I normally spend therefore a lot of time on the road in order to understand this better and to find the right way how to listen to each other, understand each other, observe each other to make the best conclusion for the company.
I Googled you online and get this information. I don't know if it's true. You have unique hobbies like restoring vintage motorcycle and playing chess.
Yep.
How do these activities help you maintain balance, especially while managing a global role?
I played chess since I was in school. So at that time, of course, I played with my parents or at schoolmates. And later on, when the digitalization was possible, I played online in a chess club. And I still play today, every day.
Wow.
I still play together in my chess club with other people online.
So you win a lot of prizes?
No, I don't win a lot of prizes because in order to become very good in chess, you have to practice much more than I do. I have not much time to practice anymore. And so I do that. Motorcycling, I always had an interest because of my education, I'm a tool maker.
Oh, okay.
So refurbishing old motorcycles was, when I was young, something I liked very much, and still since then I have appreciation for old specific style motorcycles. I refurbish them and I ride them when I have some time.
So as a chess player, did you find any parallels between a chess strategy and corporate decision making, especially in a dynamic market like China, Europe?
Yeah, you know, when you play chess, you never know how your opponent plays.
Yeah.
Everybody has a little bit of an own style. The basics are always the same. Each player has the same strategy to act. It only in the middle and the end game it becomes more complex, and that's pretty much the same when you approach a market. The basics are the same, but when you're on the middle of the game and the end game, you have to change for it. What you learn from chess is you have sometimes in the game to decide whether you go for speed or you go for material.
Yeah, right.
You know, either you want to have a time advantage or you want to have a material advantage. And that's a strategy you have to have in business sometimes too. Either you go for speed or you go for material advantage. And you have to do
that's
that,
a balance.
And that depends a little bit how your opponent plays.
Yeah, right. So in the business, you use such kind of strategy to deal with the daily business, right?
Yeah, you know, when you work with strategy, you have to think about in options and scenarios.
Yeah.
You calculate through what could be the opponent's answer for a move you do.
Yeah.
Or what move, when you do a move, you see what options do you have to answer for that. And then a strategy is the same when you enter in a certain market, a certain industry with certain products. you have to think, okay, what are the options to do this most successfully?
Yeah.
And then you have to have ideas how to act on which options.
Yeah, right.
No.
That's great. And what do you see as the next major milestone or breakthrough for Endress+Hauser in China? And what do you see the company's role in China's industrial automation market over the next decade?
I think, everything which has to do with the carbon footprint reduction will drive the Chinese economy too, so we participate in that. Everything which has to do with the monitoring or the analyzer business, whether it's gas analyzer, whether it's liquid analyzer, to not just show the mass or the volume or the physical parameters, also what is inside, the content of it, becomes very important, these analytical challenges.
Yeah.
And Endress+Hauser also extends its portfolio more in the analytical part, and there I think we can see more opportunities in the Chinese market too.
Like you said, you think about the sustainability. As we see, the ESG topic is so viral this year. How about your thoughts on the ESG plus Endress+Hauser? What's the relationship between this topic and your company?
For ESG has for us two sides.
Yeah.
One side is we as a manufacturing company have to go through the same procedures like all our customers have.
Right.
So we try to reduce our carbon footprint as much as we can in the various stages. And the last stage will be how do we get green steel?
Right.
How do we get green aluminum, which are at the moment our largest CO2 emitters at the end of the day, because we need stainless steel and we need aluminum in our products.
Sure.
But for the customers is when they use our products, they can reduce their emissions dramatically.
Right.
As more precise we measure, as less waste you have, as less CO2 emissions you have. So we have two sides. One, we have to take care on our own to be a good supplier with low emissions. On the other hand, our products should make sure that the customers can reduce its emission through better measurements. And that's where we're focusing on.
Okay, that's great. I get a lot of very valuable information from you today.
Okay.
And thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be together with you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.